So what happens after you get to the very top of your game? For Erin Jackson, winning that Olympic gold, well, that wasn't the finish line. Nope, it was actually the start of her biggest fight yet. Today, we're going to dive into her amazing story of resilience on the road to the 2026 Games.
And this quote, this really says it all. It's the key to understanding how she operates. See, for her, it's not about running away from pressure. It's about using it. It's not some heavy weight on her shoulders. It's the actual fuel that pushes her to be even better.
Okay, so to really get where she's going, we've got to look back at where she's been. Let's start with that history-making moment.
Yeah, this was the moment. The one that changed everything. Erin Jackson became the first black woman ever to win an individual gold medal at the Winter Olympics. I mean, just let that sink in. This was so much bigger than just a personal win. It was a landmark moment that just smashed through barriers.
The year is 2022. We're at the Beijing Winter Olympics, and this is it. This is the moment where all that hard work, all those years of training, it all comes together in one historic win. She cemented her place as a true legend of the sport right then and there.
And she did it in the 500-meter speed skating event. You know, that's one of those heart-pounding, super-fast races where one tiny slip-up and it's all over. So this wasn't just a win. Oh no, this was a statement. This was her showing absolute dominance on the biggest stage in the world.
You know, winning gold is one thing, but dealing with what comes after, that's something else entirely. For Jackson, the celebration didn't last long. In fact, right after that incredible high came the start of a really, really tough ordeal.
So that feeling of pure joy, that euphoria, it faded fast because a whole series of really serious physical problems started to pop up. And we're talking about things that could have ended her career, right when she was at the absolute peak. And look, these were not small issues. She had this nagging lower back injury that had been bothering her since 2019, and it got so bad she needed multiple surgeries. On top of that, in March of 2023, she had a major operation to remove 16 fibroids. I mean, the physical toll, it was just massive.
And you can hear the struggle in her own words. This wasn't just some passing thing. It was a constant, chronic fight. And it was actually getting worse, not better. So what do you do when the very thing that made you a champion, your body, suddenly becomes your biggest enemy? Well, you don't quit, you adapt. And that's exactly what she did. This next part of her story is all about that incredible transformation. Think about it. For an elite athlete, being told you have to take a step back, that can feel like you're giving up. It takes a ton of humility to completely change how you do things. But for Erin, it was literally the only option she had.
So her training, it got a complete makeover. I'm talking a total 180. Out went the grueling, high-impact training on the ice. In came things like aqua jogging and sessions on the elliptical. It was a completely different world from the training that got her the gold medal.
And here's the crazy part, the part that really tells you everything you need to know about her mindset. She called this massive, necessary change kind of fun. Can you believe that? Instead of seeing it as a step down, she embraced it. And that mental strength, wow, that's just as important as any muscle.
Okay, so after all that, the surgeries, the painful recovery, completely changing her training, there was still this one big question hanging in the air. Could she get back to being that champion? Well, her comeback gave us the answer.
Every great comeback story has that one moment, right? That turning point. For Erin, it came at the U.S. Speed Skating Championships. And this was way more than just another competition. This was her telling the world, and more importantly herself, that she was back. And the results? Just incredible. A win in her signature event, the 500-meter. And then she snagged second place in the 1,000-meter. This was it. This was the proof. That whole new training method, it was working. She wasn't just competing again. She was winning again.
You really can't overstate how huge this was for her confidence. This was so much more than just a piece of metal. This was her getting that belief back, that fire, knowing that, yeah, she can still hang with the best and even beat them.
So the path forward is crystal clear now. Step 1, battle through that brutal recovery. Check. Step 2, prove she's still got it by winning at nationals. Check. Step 3, all eyes are now on defending that Olympic title in 2026. And all of this brings us to one final, really interesting question. She was already forged into a champion by pressure once. Now she's basically being reforged in the fire of this comeback. So can a champion be forged by pressure twice? I guess we'll all be watching to find out.